Throughout this chapter, we explored how encumbrances shape ownership rights, how liens secure financial obligations, and how foreclosure enforces those obligations. Each of these elements represents a non-possessory interest, meaning someone other than the owner holds a right or claim that restricts the full enjoyment of ownership. Encumbrances are rights or claims that limit a property's use or transfer. They include easements, encroachments, licenses, deed restrictions, and liens. Each affects the property differently, but all have one thing in common. They reduce the legal owner's freedom to use or convey the property without conditions or obligations. Easements are among the most common encumbrances. They grant the right to use another person's property for a specific purpose. An easement appurtenant benefits one parcel, the dominant tenement, and burdens another, the servient tenement. Common examples include shared driveways or access roads. Easements by necessity are granted when a parcel would otherwise be landlocked, while party wall easements divide responsibility for shared walls or fences. An easement in gross, by contrast, benefits an individual or entity rather than a parcel of land. A personal easement in gross is tied to the individual and terminates upon their death, while a commercial easement in gross, like those used by utility companies, is transferable and continues regardless of ownership changes. Easements can be created by voluntary agreement, by necessity, by prescription, after long-term, open, adverse use, or by the government through eminent domain. They end through release, merger, abandonment, or condemnation. Encroachments occur when a structure or improvement extends onto a neighboring property, such as a fence built over a boundary line. These can lead to disputes or later evolve into easements if allowed to continue for many years. Licenses are temporary, revocable permissions to use land, such as allowing someone to hunt or park on your property. They are personal, non-transferable, and end automatically if the property is sold or if the grantor withdraws consent. Deed restrictions are private agreements that dictate how land may be used. Often created by developers or homeowner associations, they may regulate property appearance, building height, land use, or ownership eligibility. These restrictions run with the land, binding future owners and preserving community standards or property values. Liens are another form of encumbrance, but unlike easements or restrictions, they secure a financial obligation. They attach to real or personal property as security for a debt. Liens may be voluntary, such as a mortgage or deed of trust, or involuntary, such as a tax lien or judgment lien. They may also be general, affecting all property owned by a debtor, or specific, applying only to a single parcel. Lien priority determines which creditors get paid first when a property is foreclosed. Generally, liens take priority based on their recording date. First in time, first in right. However, superior liens, such as property tax and special assessment liens, always take precedence regardless of date. Mechanics liens are an exception. Their priority dates back to when work first began, not when the lien was recorded. When a lien goes unpaid, the creditor may enforce it through foreclosure. Foreclosure is the process of selling or transferring property to satisfy a debt. There are three main types: judicial foreclosure, which requires a lawsuit and court order; non-judicial foreclosure, common in Arizona, which uses a trustee and a power of sale clause in the deed of trust to conduct the sale without court involvement; strict foreclosure, where the court transfers title directly to the lender without a public sale. Borrowers who cannot meet obligations sometimes avoid foreclosure by using a deed in lieu of foreclosure, transferring title voluntarily to the lender. If the sale proceeds are insufficient, lenders may seek a deficiency judgment, though Arizona's anti-deficiency laws protect qualifying residential borrowers on purchase money loans for homes on parcels of 2.5 acres or less. Borrowers retain limited redemption rights, allowing them to recover property by paying the debt in full within a statutory period. However, in Arizona's non-judicial process, no post-sale redemption exists. Putting it all together. Encumbrances define the boundaries of ownership. Easements grant shared access. Encroachments and restrictions control use. Liens secure payment obligations, and foreclosure enforces those debts when they go unpaid. For real estate professionals, understanding these concepts ensures that transactions proceed with clear title, accurate disclosures, and lawful handling of all parties' rights. Discussion. What distinguishes an easement from a license? Answer. An easement is a legal interest that may run with the land, while a license is temporary and revocable permission to use property. Why are property tax liens considered superior? Answer. Because they are imposed by law to fund essential public services and always take priority over other liens. What Arizona statute protects homeowners from deficiency judgments? Answer. Arizona's anti-deficiency statute shields owners of 1 to 2 unit residential properties on 2.5 acres or less, financed with purchase money loans. How can a title be cleared of an encumbrance? Answer. By satisfying debts, obtaining lien releases, or extinguishing easements and restrictions through proper legal action. Closing remarks. Encumbrances are part of nearly every property's story. They define relationships between owners, neighbors, lenders, and government agencies. Understanding how each encumbrance operates and how it can be resolved ensures that a property's title remains marketable and its ownership rights secure. Whether dealing with an easement, lien, or foreclosure, the real estate professional's role is to help clients navigate these complex issues with clarity and legal precision.